What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cork to Glory. This is episode number 15. And we start today's stuff with a trip to Gillingham away from home on the back of our thrilling 3-2 comeback victory against Blackpool in the last episode. Taking on the Gills, where of course in the last episode you saw Bell just go absolute ham and fire in that late game winner against the Tangerines. But taking on Gillingham, oh my word, don't forget about this guy, Ewan Plant. First goal of the season for Ewan Plant, who was our top scorer last year as he makes it 1-0. And whilst we love Bell, Plant's goals last season will never be forgotten. But this was just one of those games where, despite taking the early lead, nothing seemed to go right. The goal we conceded to Gillingham for them to get back on their turns from a set piece, so frustrating, tried to clear the ball away, just didn't react on time. Then Nikolai Aloalo goes down and is forced off through injury, and then 21 minutes after the restart, well, I think this goal here just summed everything up. Yeah, this is just one of those games of FIFA, and you'll play them during the season, you'll get them where you just feel as though there was nothing you could do, and it was predetermined that you'd lose. Scripted, if you will. It wasn't really, of course, I know it wasn't scripted, but just one of those games where nothing goes right, you know. So an injury, the two goals we conceded so frustrating. That O'Connor own goal there gives Gillingham the win, and that is just our second league defeat of the campaign so far. So big loss there away against Gillingham, but for our second game today's episode, MK Dons at Stadium MK here, away from home. Massive game between two of the top teams in the division right now. 20 minutes on the clock in a game which was a stalemate. Rory Keenan getting sent through one-on-one gives us the lead as we take the early advantage, and 7 minutes to go, a chance to double our lead, wrap the 3 points up. Bell finds Keating, quick little ball through to Galvin, and Galvin drills it into the far corner to secure the 3 points here in the southeast of England. So yeah, 2-0 the final score. Galvin with the goal there, wrapping up the points. And that's why I didn't really mind losing to Gillingham, you know. I don't actually mind losing that many games to teams that are like, you know, mid-table or bottom half of the table if we beat the bigger teams. If we beat the guys that are around us in the table right now, that's okay. That's a huge point swing we get when we beat them. So that's why I didn't mind throwing out a weakened side against Gillingham, ending up with 0 points, because winning at Stadium MK was far more important. 2-0 the final score there, and back to winning ways. And for another team based in Buckinghamshire, Wycombe Wanderers for our third game today, coming to take us on at Turner's Cross in Ireland. 24 minutes in, Samuel Bell back on the score sheet, makes it 1-0 and gives us the lead. And 7 minutes after the restart against the recently relegated Championship side, Gerard Morrissey, great hold-up play by the captain there, and then Samuel Bell does the rest. Cool finish there from the Cameroonian. And you know, Morrissey at some point is going to get phased out of our starting 11. Coleman, who is like 7 years younger, is 60 overall, so the same rating as the captain. And you know, I do predict we'll get a couple more youth players coming through the academy at some point that can take over from the captain in the centre midfield role, but he'll be with us, I think, until he retires, because I like having him here at least as a dressing room leader. So despite the loss of Gillingham, back-to-back wins there see us extend the gap in the top two right now. Samuel Bell the main reason, top scorer still in League One with 14 goals, 2 clear of Kieran Agard for MK Dons in second. Only the 4 fixtures coming in November as we close out October, but we got a big one. I'm really excited for it. Pompey away at Fratton Park. Yes, cannot wait for that one there. Portsmouth are one of the most common RTG teams in FIFA career mode, and for a good reason. They got the real stadium, Fratton Park. It's incredibly atmospheric. They got great kits, a strong rivalry with Southampton. Yeah, for anyone that wants to do a lower league RTG, Pompey, play up, Pompey, play up. They are definitely a team worth doing. So moving on, as we take a look at our youth academy here, I did decide to release a few players just to free up some more space for potential new academy scholars. And as you'll see, I did sign one player to our academy from the latest batch of scouting. That was Ethan Elliott, a young Welsh player. Looks like he could be alright, but we have had some real problems with our youth scouting this season. And Reese Press, oh my goodness, 4-star experience, 5-star judgment. This is month number 4, and Reese, where are the talents at, bro? Where are you looking? Are you even going on your missions, or are you just throwing me a few random players that you found in the park? This is embarrassing. Ethan Elliott was the best player getting picked up here. 15-year-old attacking midfielder from Wales. Could possibly play as a winger in this team. So I'm going to train him in a right wing role. So going to be an inside forward with the left foot. But yeah, Reese, what is going on, bro? Seriously, what is going on? We're midway through November, and you found us absolutely no one so far. And there are talents out there. There are talents out there in Ireland, because, you know, we've had some last season. You know, obviously Barry Sharkey being one of our favourites, Rory Keenan, Patrick Keating. Yeah, we found some decent Irish players, but you found us no one. Honestly, we got a month and a half to go till Christmas. You ain't getting a Christmas bonus, Reece. You're getting a Christmas redundancy package. This is embarrassing, bro. Pull your finger out, because I'm genuinely starting to get frustrated now, because I spent £3 million on a youth scout that so far has delivered me practically nobody good. This is really, really, really frustrating me now. I thought by now we'd have like one potential to be special, two showing great potentials, and an exciting prospect as well. So far, we got nothing. Come on, Reece. This is really getting on my nerves now. But regardless, after a loss to Pompey away at Fratton Park there by a 0-0 for our second defeat in 3 games in the league, we did have our cup draw for the FA Cup second round. That is the big hurdle, as we know. Once we get through that round, if we get through that round, that will put us into the hat for the FA Cup third round, where all the Premier League teams get drawn. And just like last season, I'd lower Premier League side away. Last year, of course, we went to the Hawthorns to face West Bromwich Albion. But back to matters in the league, needing to get our form sorted here after a little bit of an inconsistent patch, taking on Crew Alexandra here at Turner's Cross. 4 minutes in, Samuel Bell makes it 1-0 and gives us the lead, and then 7 minutes after the restart, still in front by 1. Lovely through ball to Galvin down the left hand side, step over to beat Beckles here, a little bit fortunately will take it into Bell, lets the ball run across his body, and then bang into the top corner for goal number 16 this season in League One. Samuel Bell, so good they named him twice at the double in this game against Crew. I love this Cameroonian so much, and I really do hope with Dynamic potentially does pick up the showing great potential tag at some point. Still, I did decide to change Ethan Elliott's position. Again, he is now a right winger. We don't play with cams in our team, and again, inside forwards, that's what we are looking for. We're looking to replace our front three as the seasons go by long term. McGlade on the right, Galvin on the left. At some point, they'll need to be replaced, and if Bell doesn't show great potential at some point, we'll need a striker with better potential in the future. So, got a decent right winger there, or so it seems in the case of Ethan Elliott. And for our next game of today's episode away against Salford City, came up with us last season in League 2. This was such a frustrating game, man. Honestly, you know those games of FIFA where, again, like you get the game against Gillingham early, just nothing seems to go your way. I was on top practically the entire match, and then 10 minutes to go, oh, Dumbu's been a great signing on a free transfer coming in. Young French goalkeeper there makes a howler as Salford get in front. Now with a minute to go, nothing to do about the second goal. Drilled into the bottom corner as Salford win the game by 2-0. So our third defeat in 5 games. A little bit of a worrying patch of form, but what's interesting is that all 3 of the defeats have come away from home. We're still unbeaten in Ireland in the league so far this season in League 1. And for our following game against Doncaster Rovers, that's why I felt confident returning back to winning ways, because this is exactly what I predicted at the start of the season. Do you remember when I said that last year our problem was actually being here at Turner's Cross? We won the majority of our games away in England, or in Wales in the case of Newport County, but when we came back home, we only won like half the games. But this season I wanted to change that. I wanted to be a fortress here at Turner's Cross, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't lose and drop points in many of our home games. You know, we're going to drop points in some games, but they're all coming away from home. But the moment we're on the road, we don't have a great record in England, but here at Turner's Cross, we're just unstoppable. And against Doncaster Rovers, Dylan McGlade, who's been amazing this year, makes it 3-0 after he got his first and second goals of the game here, right before the break. Lovely cross by Barry Sharkey, and a header by Dylan into the bottom corner. And it is really funny how that's flipped around. You know, last season here at Turner's Cross, we were quite poor, but this season we're lights out. Last year in England, we were, you know, really good, yet this season, we're pretty poor. It's funny how that's flipped around, but again, you know, I'd much rather be stronger at home than away from home if I've got to be one other than the other. What? You know what I mean? But regardless, 4-0 the final score. One of the games here where Barry Sharkey just goes absolute ham. 2 assists in the game for him. Gerard Morrissey, the captain, getting a goal as well. That was really nice to see. And a brief look at the league table as well, heading into our final game of today's episode. Massive one here against Charlton Athletic after a stumbling patch of form. We're only 6 points clear of the Addicts here as we travel to London to take them on. If they win this game, and after 3 losses in our last 4 away from home, that would mean the gap would be cut to just 3 points. But I always find in the biggest of games and when we're under immense pressure, there's something about this Cork City team that just seems to pull it out. Like last season in League 2, right towards the end of the campaign, going on that amazing 11-game unbeaten streak to win the title. It seems like when we are beginning to struggle a little bit, slow down and beginning to falter every now and then, that's when we start to turn it around in the biggest of games and the biggest of moments. Lose this game, gap cut to 3 between second and third, and we'd be on the edge of dropping outside the automatic promotion places. But after Samuel Bell gave us a lead with a lovely cheeky chip, Dylan McGlay gets another goal, 2-0 Cork City, and what a win that was at the Valley there. Gives us some breathing room, the gap now up to 7 points, and whilst we are 4 points behind league leaders Barnsley, who this season have just been on a crusade, 1 game away from the halfway point, we're exactly where we need to be. Massive win there to give us some breathing room, 1 game away from the halfway stage, and we currently sit in second place. But that weren't this episode of Cork to Glory, guys, so a massive thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Cork to Glory as we close out the calendar year with some more scouting as well very soon.